back to the AFC, and I guess what was a really emotionally charged game with the events of a few weeks ago, and the Bengals at the Bills. Damar Hamlin amazingly was in the stadium for it, which is fantastic. We had a snow playoff game, and two of the best teams probably in the NFL, let alone just the AFC at this minute in time. But I guess the snow and the pitch and the slipperiness just kind of affected it a little bit from being the spectacle we all hoped it would be.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised with how this game turned out. And I think for me, I felt very comfortable picking 3 of these games prior to the weekend.
Yep.
I think we walked away picking the Chiefs, the Eagles, and we'll talk about the next game in a minute. I think we felt very comfortable picking the 3 winners of those games. I don't think it was a remote shot. This was the pick 'em for me. I think this was the one where you could make a case either side. And this game was settled on the ground. It's really, really simple. You talk about the quarterback performance, and Burrow did play. He outplayed Allen. But let's get this straight. Joe Mixon, he rushed for 100 yards and a TD. The best that the Bills got was Josh Allen rushed for 26 yards.
Well, I saw a thing today that said, for me, defensively, the Bills gave up 85 yards before contact to runners, which is the most they've given up all year. And they were the best on the same stat through the season.
Going into the season.
Yeah. Which
and you
is crazy.
You just have to sit there and say, why has that happened? What is the reason? What happened? Did they not think that the Bengals were going to run the football? Because in this condition, it looked obvious they're going to be their plan.
There was a lot of the time it seemed that way, and there's a lot of mention on the commentary at the time that they're a hurry to the ball linebacker core, right? But with the slippery conditions underfoot, it's hard to transition body weight from one direction to another and so on, and that delayed it. So that probably factored in, a running back going at full pelt and you've got to shift body weight on a slippery surface. He's probably 3 yards further along before you get there. So I'm sure that factored in somewhat, but both teams had that. They just didn't seem to adjust to it a little bit.
I just think it's a shame. And I'm not blaming the snow or the weather, but I'd have liked to have seen the Bills go to this.
Yeah.
And I don't think they did. And I think last season's playoff loss, you can't fault them. They lose on a coin toss.
Yep.
You can't fault how they went out to the Chiefs last year. But now Josh Allen and this coaching staff are going to get tagged with this question. Are they winners?
Yep.
Are they actually going to get over the hump here and make a championship game and make a Super Bowl?
That's the Bills organization as a whole. Yeah.
Yeah. Or is this the Bills of the 90s where they late 80s and the 90s, so they make 4 Super. I mean, at least that franchise made 4 Super Bowls. I know they didn't win any of them.
And you mentioned a big word there, and we've mentioned it before. We talked about quarterbacks that are winners. And we've said Allen is, Mahomes is, Brady was. And at the time, we put Burrow in the it's yet to be seen type bracket, I believe. Burrow showed me the weekend he is a winner.
Yeah.
And he was one I was skeptical on. And he showed me he can go into Buffalo in the snow in a 50-50 game, let's face it, and not just lead his team to victory. He can actually take control of the game and shut that down.
Dominated.
Yep.
Dominated. I felt like he had everything to be a winner. Won the national title in college, taking his team to the Super Bowl in his second season. I felt like he had all the traits and all the potential. But I think to go to the Bills in that condition, in that weather, and to do the job that he did and lead his team the way that they did, I think you have to say that Joe Burrow is a winning quarterback.